You are, Mr. Resnick.
Okay, the fiscal year 24 budget workshop for Dixon County School Board is now in session. For the record, I'd like to recognize all our school board members that are present, as well as Tanya Baker, Board Clerk, and Ms. Robinson, Division Superintendent. At this time, will you please stand and pledge allegiance in a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have the agenda for tonight's meeting. Are there any additions or revisions to the agenda?
Mr. Resnick, there are no revisions to the agenda.
Do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no. This brings up to public comment. Mr. Hagan, will you please read the guidelines for public comment? Ms. Ross, will you please be our timekeeper?
Yes, sir.
A period of time for public comment will be designated on the meeting agenda, during which the public may comment on issues related to public education. Dickinson County School Board believes that the citizens of the county should be heard and that this is an acceptable format for receiving public comment. After the public comment section of the meeting is closed, the public shall not be allowed to participate in general board member discussions regarding agenda items. Public participation with the board members regarding agenda items can be disruptive, and the practice is prohibited by Robert's Rules of Order. It is the desire of the school board to treat each member of the public fairly and equally. Allowing one individual to participate while excluding others is unfair. The board may hold such public hearings as may be necessary to allow the public to more fully express their concerns, or the board may place the public comment section of any meeting at the end of the meeting to allow additional public comments. While we do not wish to restrict the free expression of opinion, we feel that certain restrictions may be necessary so that order and reasonable standards of decorum may be maintained. We ask that the following standards be adhered to. The speaker will be recognized by the chair. Each speaker will be limited to 5 minutes. Speakers will refrain from the use of vulgarity or profanity and will avoid negative or embarrassing comments directed toward specific children or students. Board members should not respond to issues presented by speakers unless clarification is necessary. Matters of concern raised under public comment will be referred to the proper official for investigation and future board consideration if necessary.
Thank you, Mr. Hackney. For public comment, we would like to recognize Kathy Music with VPE.
Good evening, Chairman Radden, Mrs. Robinson, members of the board. As always, thank you for all that you do, and I know that this budget workshop tonight, there are a lot of numbers and a lot of things to do, but I know that it's your, I guess, what you want to do is to do the best you can for the teachers of Dickinson County. I see that as I sit out here every month, but, you know, I just hope that you'll continue to work hard and do all that you can to help with all the benefits, the insurance costs and all that, and give them the best take-home pay they can have. So, again, thank you for all.
Thank you.
Mr. Wallace, can you see about the microphone real quick? Oh.
I did turn it on. Oh, I didn't do it right. Sorry.
Okay.
Mr. Sean Tiller with the EA.
I'd like to thank you all for allowing to speak during this workshop. Don't have much to say except that things have been going good for us through the years. We've got a good system in place. it's very sustainable, and hope to continue that way, and hope to see good numbers come out for the teachers' benefits. Thank you.
And Mr. Taylor, you may want to get a copy of the presentation and the budget. There you go, sir, for your information. Thank you. It's good to see you.
Our next item is the 2023-2024 fiscal year budget review. Ms. Robinson and Ms. Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. Razzak, and good evening, board members. I'm going to ask Ms. Taylor if she will please come and share the proposed annual FY24 budget.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. I want to thank you for devoting your time to us this evening to attend this budget workshop. We appreciate all the work and the input that you put into this every year. The slideshow is up if you'd like to look up there. You do have copies of the slideshow as well as the budget document. I think Ryan Wallace has played a trick on me. There we go. I think it is. I think maybe it had gone to... Yeah, there we go. Okay, user error. My apologies. If you'll turn to page number 2 on your presentation, and these are the same slides that will be up on the screen there. The total proposed budget for fiscal year 23-24 is $35,650,713. As of this point in time, VDOE has not released final calculation tools, as the Virginia state budget has not yet been adopted as a final document. The Virginia General Assembly adjourned 2/25/23 without adopting a full state budget, and negotiations do continue. This draft budget is based on the House version of the budget bill being considered. The House version lists state funding for Dickinson County Public Schools at $20,453,542. An additional state-funded school security grant is expected in the amount of $150,000. Now, the Senate version that is being considered includes an additional $1,105,018 in funding for Dickinson County Public Schools if it passes. Both versions do contain a 7% compensation increase for the 205.7 state-funded SOQ positions. Dickinson County Public Schools has 337 full-time positions, which is 131.3 positions over the SOQ-funded positions. And slide number 3. The proposed budget includes salary scale adjustments between 7 and 9%, plus step raises for all full-time Dickinson County Public Schools positions, which I said is 337, and an average of 5% increase in part-time rates. The proposed budget includes $3,072,662 in federal ESSER reimbursements. These will be for personnel additions to address learning loss, summer school personnel, before and after school remediation, our mentor teacher program, contract services for student therapeutic day treatment counseling, and 2 school buses that were ordered in 2022 that are delayed by the manufacturer and will not be received until August of 2022. The ESSER funding also includes virtual program expenses for those students who choose to participate in virtual programs. This budget is based on the Virginia Department of Education's projected ADM, or average daily membership, of 1,841.25 students for fiscal year 23-24. It lists the state share for that funding at that level of ADM at $20,453,542. The required local effort is $373,345, and that is the minimum requirement for SOQ-related programs only. The required local match with incentive programs is $5,043,065. The next slide will show the categorical and incentive programs with the match that is required additionally and is included in that RLM, required local match number.
Is that page 5?
Yes, it is page 5.
Thank you.
That includes the compensation supplement, at-risk funding, Virginia Preschool Initiative, K through 3 class size reduction, re-benchmarking hold harmless funding, early reading intervention, SOL algebra readiness, and the infrastructure and operations per pupil allocations. Slide number 6 will direct you to the actual budget document. You should have a copy of this. It's the Dickinson County Public Schools fiscal year 2024 proposed annual budget. I would like to say at this point, the one thing that we are 100% certain about with this budget is this is the first draft, and it will change. Once the General Assembly adopts the final budget bill, it will change both the state funding and the local appropriations required local match. If you will turn to the next page in your budget document, and there is a screenshot of this on slide 7. This is page 1 of the proposed budget. This is our revenue budget for fiscal year 24. I'll start with the state funding, and these are the SOQ programs. Sales tax for fiscal year 2024, $2,715,533. Basic aid, $8,218,658. Remedial summer school, $60,249. Gifted and talented, $77,967. Prevention and intervention, $335,966. Special education, $945,525. Textbooks, $187,659. Vocational, $472,054. Social Security, $506,075. VRS retirement, $1,179,425. Group life, $35,439. English as a second language, $2,343. For a subtotal for the SOQ accounts of $14,736,893.
Ms. Taylor, is the reduction due to our ADM?
Yes. You'll note that last year's budget, fiscal year 22-23, was based on an ADM estimate of 1,881.2 students, and this year it is 1,841.25 students. So that does cause that decrease. That is one of the major factors for those funding areas. Moving to incentive programs, compensation supplement, $1,412,646. At risk, $861,575. Virginia Preschool Initiative, $366,829. There is no funding for community provider add-on funds and no loss funding, and that was both in fiscal 23 and 24. School construction for fiscal year 24 is not funded. You will note that we received $1,570,132 for school construction funds last year, and we are able to carry those forward and plan to carry those forward in fiscal year 24. Supplemental general fund payments in lieu of food and hygiene tax, $396,779. Re-benchmarking hold harmless, $519,710. I would like to point out that this re-benchmarking hold harmless amount is due to the decrease in the ADM, where those estimates were decreased. That is a hold harmless that is put in place due to the decreased ADM estimates.
And one more question regarding the food and hygiene tax. Is that what's been in the news, Ms. Taylor?
Yes, it has. Okay. And our understanding is that they are going to make the necessary corrections in the General Assembly so that school divisions do not lose funding that was in jeopardy. The next line item is technology grant, VSPA, $180,000, and the school security equipment grant, $150,000. The ARP bonus payment is not included in our fiscal year 2024 budget as of now. It was funded last fiscal year. That is one of the items that the House and the Senate are differing on and negotiating. Subtotal for incentive accounts, $3,887,539. Categorical and programs include school lunch and special education homebound. School lunch is budgeted at $23,054. Special education homebound, $15,209 for a subtotal of categorical programs, $38,263. Lottery funded programs, ISAEP, $8,203. Foster care, $1,436. Career and technical education, $98,104. Early reading intervention, $100,694. Special ed regional tuition, $175,402. This is a program that we did not previously opt into. We are opting into that for fiscal year 24, so that is why there's no funding last year and funding for this year coming up. At risk, $500,642. You'll notice that there are two different at-risks listed in the state budget. Part of it is funded through incentive programs and part of it is funded through lottery, so they do split those up. K through 3 primary class size reduction, $416,764. School breakfast, $20,780. Infrastructure and operations per pupil, $569,496. Mentor teacher program, $1,519. SOL algebra readiness, $43,856. And project graduation, $3,950. The subtotal for lottery funds is $1,940,846. That brings our total state funds to $20,603,542. We will go to the next slide. It is slide number 8, federal revenue. Total federal revenue budgeted at this point in time for fiscal year 23-24 is $6,223,306. Of that amount, $1,500,000 of that is food services. $3,072,662 is ESSER funding. And $1,650,644 is our title programs, Perkins, and other federal payments. And if you will turn to page 2 in your proposed budget document.
And that's page 9, isn't it?
Slide number 9, it's page 2 in this document. It starts with federal funding, and we will go through those now. Forest reserve payments, $10,000. Federal leasing, $500. Title I program, $770,000. Title II Part A, $103,000. Title III ESL, $1,250. Title IV-A, $66,334. Title V Part B Rural Allocation, $55,063. Title VI Special Education, $558,951. Perkins CTE Equipment, $53,949. Preschool Handicapped, $31,597. You will see there is no CARES Act ESSER funding listed for fiscal year 2024 because those have been previously expended and that grant is closed. School breakfast program, $395,000. National school lunch program combined, $805,000. Summer feeding program, $300,000. ESSER II, $1,308,747. ESSER III, $1,517,801. ESSER III mentor teacher program, $1,674. ESSER III summer school, $60,787. ESSER III before and after school remediation, $183,653. And you will note that on the ARPA HVAC allocation line, there's nothing in fiscal year '24. The funds that were granted to us are expected to be expended this fiscal year prior to 6/30.
I just have a question, Mrs. Taylor, about ESSER 3, the $4 million that has decreased from that account is for the new classrooms. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. Those funds are expected to be expended prior to June 30th for the current classroom additions that are in progress. We will move forward to slide number 10. Local appropriation request. At this point in time, the local appropriation request is $5,841,833. Of that amount, the required local match, and as I said, this is from the House version that we are currently working with, is $5,043,065. We are requesting an additional amount of $798,768, and that is funding for salary and wage increases for our employees. Other grants and revenue are listed at $298,900. Our carryover fund estimates as of this date are total to $2,683,132. Of that amount, $1,570,132 is the state construction grant funding that was given this year. Operating carryover is estimated at this point to be $1 million. Dolly Parton Imagination Library funds, $25,000. GED testing, $18,000, and textbook fund carryover of $70,000. And if you'll go to slide 11, those are the numbers that I had just read to you. I had those all on the slide. The only thing that we did not cover on that slide is the other funds detail. And that is about 3/4 of the way down the page. That is the $298,900. And that is made up of payments from Medicaid, $80,000, Medicaid administrative reimbursement, $20,000, E-rate funding, $100,000, adult ed miscellaneous account funding, $500, RLA grant, $23,400, dual enrollment tuition, $15,000, and then any other miscellaneous revenues that we may receive throughout the course of business is $60,000. If you look at the bottom of that page, you will see that the total revenues, as I had mentioned earlier, are currently budgeted at $35,650,713. Do we have any questions regarding revenue at this point? If there are no questions at this point, we're going to move on over to expenditures. This is slide number 12. Salaries and wages for fiscal year 23-24 are budgeted at $17,398,485. The payroll-related expenses to salaries and wages is $10,611,514. That gives us a total personnel-related expense of $28,009,999. The ratio of personnel-related expenses to our total expenditure budget is 79%. The general target on that is 80 to 85%, so we are in good shape with that percentage. One of the things that can decrease that percentage is ESSER funding or the state construction funding, those types of things that are non-payroll. Non-payroll related expenses, that's everything other than salaries, wages, benefits, $7,640,714, and that is 21% of our total budget. If you'll move forward to slide number 13, this will direct you to page 3 of the proposed budget document. It starts your expenditure budget. I'll start with the salaries and wages section. School board members, $30,501. Instructional salaries, $10,213,291. Librarians, $294,344. Principals, $392,478. Assistant principals, $330,414. Professional salaries and wages for technology, $247,281. School nurses, $245,867. School psychologists, $118,161. Admin coordinators and health services, $880,842. Clerical salaries, $470,000. Teacher aide salaries, $546,709. Mechanics, $130,879. Bus drivers, $1,028,541. Maintenance personnel, $239,936. Custodians, $618,499. Cooks, $515,000. Substitute instructional wages, $761,492. Substitute nurse wages, $15,750. Substitute bus driver wages, $57,750. Substitute janitor wages, $90,750. Substitute cook wages, $40,000. And salary supplements for coaching, $130,000, bringing the subtotal for salaries and wages, again, back to the $17,398,485.
The increases that we see in the salaries there are of course, the 7% increase raise that we are proposing.
If you'll move forward to slide 14. This is the screenshot of the same budget document. At the bottom of the page, our payroll-related expenditures. These are functions of the salaries and wages line items. They are percentage-based in most cases, and I will go through those for you. FICA benefits, those are your taxes, $1,330,984. VRS benefits for plans 1 and 2 employees, $1,927,364. VRS benefits for hybrid employees, $861,471. Health insurance, $6 million. Group life, $170,000. Hybrid disability insurance, $13,000. Unemployment, $5,000. Workers' compensation, $80,000. The retiree health care credit, $183,695. And sick leave, $40,000, with a subtotal of payroll-related expenditures, $10,611,514. We'll move forward to slide 15. This will direct you to turn the page on your budget document. We will be looking at the non-payroll-related expenditures for fiscal year 24. Purchase services, $1,100,000. Purchase services for virtual school programs, $100,000. Private carriers, $1,500. Student tuition assistance, $15,000. Internet connectivity, $95,000. Utilities, $850,000. Communications, $20,000. Insurance, $120,000. Leases and rentals, $1,000. Travel, $16,500. Project graduation expenses, $3,950. Materials and supplies, $986,938. Food products, $700,000. Vehicle and equipment, fuel, $375,000. Vehicle and equipment supplies, $200,000. Textbooks, $313,745. Instructional supplies, $80,000. Technology software, $100,000. Non-capitalized technology hardware, $5,000. Student tuition for Governor School, $3,000. CTE equipment from Perkins Grant, $53,949. Capital outlay replacement, $330,000. Capital outlay additions, $1,770,132. That does include the school construction funds that are going to be carried forward. Technology hardware, $300,000. Technology infrastructure, $100,000. A subtotal for non-payroll related expenditures is $7,640,714. Total expenditures, $35,650,713. If you'll turn to slide 16. I have included some summary pages for you. I thought that it might be helpful to get some of the summary data lines in one place for you. So we'll just, to wrap back up, we will go over these. Our total estimated state revenues, again, at this point, with the information that we have, is $20,603,542. Of that, the RLM state share revenue is $20,453,542. We are expecting an additional school security equipment grant, thanks to Karen Martin and her very hard work with that, $150,000. Total estimated federal revenue, $6,223,306. The local appropriation request, $5,841,833. Estimated other funds, $298,900. And then our estimated carryover funds that we discussed in detail previously, $2,683,132. Total estimated revenue budget is there for you, $35,650,713. And if you will turn to slide 17. This is just recapping what we had discussed with our expenditures. Total salaries and wages, $17,398,485. Total payroll-related expenditures, $10,611,514. Total non-payroll expenditures, $7,640,714, bringing our total estimated expenditures at $35,650,713, and it does match to our revenue estimates. And this is my favorite slide. I'm going to have to ask you to all wake up from this exhilarating presentation. Thank you. We do probably need a little light. Do you have any questions or comments that you would like to make regarding the proposed budget draft that we have as of today, or the budget process, or any general comments that you would like to make?
Do you have any timeline when may expect to hear from the General Assembly?
I have heard as early as 2 weeks. Earlier is better. We are all stalking their progress hourly. So we really don't have a definite date, but we are hoping soon.
Are there any other questions, Ms. Taylor?
The local appropriation will be presented in two numbers to the Board of Supervisors. One is the required local match, and then, of course, the additional requests for salaries and wage increases for our employees.
When will that be done?
That will be done at the budget. That has already been done. That was done February the 24th in a letter to Mr. Barton and the county administrator. I believe you were also copied on that letter. And then budget workshops, I'm sure in March and April, will begin with the different organizations in the county.
Yes. We are asked to send a preliminary number to them in February, and that is the number that we sent with the letter explaining the breakdown. And of course, we still have a public hearing scheduled next Wednesday regarding the proposed budget next Wednesday evening at 5. And then the 22nd, that Wednesday, which is your regularly scheduled meeting, is when we will have you vote to adopt our budget. We will then forward to Dickinson County our adopted budget prior to April 1st.
We've also asked for meetings with the DEA, and we'll also ask for meetings with the VPE staff, and we'll go over the budget with them at their pleasure so that they'll know what our budget is and what our proposal recommendations are from the board for a 7 to 9% raise increase for all of our employees.
When will we know their answer?
The Board of Supervisors, it's always late May, early June. Sometimes we have a hint of it by then, but they don't go through their budget process until May. So it will be at that time.
Will you be speaking?
We hope that our staff and when you have an opportunity to talk with the Board of Supervisors, that you will share with them the urgency, I think, for the raises and the increase or the request for the raises. As you know, when we look at how our teachers rank in Region 7, you know, there are some issues there. And so we want to address that as quickly as possible, and then also with our other staff, so that we maintain the high quality of teachers in the county, in the school division.
Will you be talking to the county administrator?
Excuse me?
Will you be speaking with the county administrator?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
We will. We do throughout this entire process.
Right.
So he's aware of it, of our request and the reason for our request. As you recall, last year we did receive the required local match, and it allowed us to do some, you know, the incentive program. This year we're just looking for an additional fund specifically for raises. That is all that additional funds is going to be asked for and used for, and that will be raises.
Did you mention the actual difference in the various categories?
No, sir, I have not, and we will with the teachers when we meet with them, but I believe that Dixon County in our region ranks 14th and 15th in teacher salary, and that is just something that we're just going to have to, we have no other option. It's urgent that we address that quickly.
So
we know that we can only address it step at a time, but we have to begin, and we have to make our Board of Supervisors and others aware of that.
Just to add, there are 19 school divisions that are listed in those Southwest Virginia rankings that Superintendent Robinson is referring to. Dickinson County currently ranks at the highest, 14, down to, I believe, 18 in those rankings out of 19 divisions.
Well, that's one thing that obviously we've talked about before. If people can leave so easily and move, it certainly puts us in position to scramble for sometimes people that aren't there to fill those positions, and I would hope they would take a real close look at that.
I do too.
Everyone would.
And I think also the teacher shortage has contributed to that urgency. You know, teachers, our quality teachers are leaving, and then we may not have the pool of teachers at all to fill those positions.
Are there any more questions for Ms. Taylor? Thank you, Ms. Taylor. It was very good.
Thank you all for your time this evening.
The only other comment, Mr. Rasnick, is that if the board would like for us to, or if they have a recommendation in a direction that they would like for Ms. Taylor to go with the budget, to please let us know immediately, and we will make those changes and present that to the board next week before the public hearing.
Is there anything else?
No, ma'am.
Okay,
No, sir.
it's time for board comment. Rick, do you want to be first?
Sure.
You want to hit?
Sure. Well, I'd just like to say that we've come so far in a short period of time in the last 3 or 4 years, and I think back before consolidation, and now with the elementary school, and I think about how it's all come together, the SOL scores, how we rank within the state as an educational system, and then, you know, I look at this and think about that, you know, with the countywide revival that we had here, that would have never been possible without consolidation. And all those are such blessings to us, our kids, and our community.
Dr. Long.
I appreciate all the effort made to provide this report, knowing it's a proposed budget which will be different in its final form. More work ahead.
I don't know if they ever get finished. Ms. Hicks.
Well, I would just say as well that appreciate the efforts that gone in and the work that gone into preparing the budget. I know there's always a lot of scrambling around and a lot of moving numbers here and there, and appreciate all the work that went into that. I think at the end of the day that staff, teachers, aides, bus drivers, they're the backbone of our system. They're the ones that kids come in contact with every day, the ones that bless kids every day, and the ones that are, just vital to kids as they grow up. Looking at the compensation increases, I feel that it's a goal. It's an obtainable goal. If we work together, we can do that and try to retain more and more of those teachers here. The teacher shortage has really put a bind on everybody. Every single system around is looking at these same kind of numbers. They're all trying to figure out, how they can get those. And as far as recruitment goes, as long as I've been around, I've never seen so much recruitment for get hold of teachers as you can. Mark Mullins he's wasting away to nothing trying to stay up on the phones all night. But we appreciate your efforts, Mark.
Mr. Hayden.
Also, very appreciative of all the work Ms. Taylor's putting in. I know, like Dr. Lyle mentioned, there's more ahead, and it's a moving target always dealing with the budget process, but know that she's got it under control, or will soon. I'm hopeful that the Senate and House proposals hold up with the 7%. I think both sides, both the Senate and House has recommended that'll be very beneficial to our staff in a time, that I think that everybody's aware of the inflation issues that we have, and cost of living increases. So it's an important budget year for our staff. And I know our local boards of supervisors have always faced difficult budget decisions. And what we're asking, I guess, from them to benefit our teachers. I think hopefully that is something that's strongly considered. I believe it's very much needed. So hopefully that is something that can be worked out.
Well, I certainly appreciate the cooperation that my colleagues and working with the staff and superintendent, obviously, that, we serve a lot of people out here, and we know that, the grandparents, the parents, the children, all the siblings, and I just hope that they all can stay safe and healthy and come to this campus, and hopefully by having a consolidation at some point when that can be fulfilled for everyone, that every child in Dixon County will have the opportunity to take part and be served by the very best that Dickinson County has to offer. And I know there's some plans down the road. The Corps of Engineers provided money for certain things. Dixon County was not in a position to pay for those things that, you wish for. You'd like to have the money to do it all, but, that was simply not possible. And, but there is a plan in place that if it comes true and it happens, that will be resolved, and every child in this county will have the opportunity to come to this campus in time. If folks would be patient and let this work its way through. We can't, the money situation is such that if a teacher stays here for, 10 years maybe, and they transfer to another county at that point, or maybe that county pays more to that 10-year spot, we're losing our people. I don't want us to keep encourage people from Dixon County to come here to work if they possibly can, and hope that we can keep them throughout the career, and that would be the best possible solution for our children. Coming from I don't think we say enough about the improvement in the instructional side. Dixon County went from the bottom quartile to the top quartile. That doesn't happen by accident. It takes years of work. It takes everybody working together to make that outcome possible. And COVID came along, and that's put a dent not only in us, it put it in about everybody around this country, and around the world for that matter. But we are overcoming that. I know our folks will get through this in a good way, and it just happens by the school board and the superintendent and the staff and all of our employees, and working with the parents and the grandparents and the kids out here to make that possible. And we didn't drop far out of it. I think we went from the first quartile down to in the top third, I think. So that's not, but everybody else saw similar relations. It's just a matter of we have to keep our head down and do what's right. If we can all get along a little better across the region, it would make probably that path a little easier. I think they have a good working relationship in our region, and a lot of assets to be had there. But I want our kids to get the best they possibly can. I want our children to have the best chance to go from here to anywhere in this country, in this world, and do what they are qualified to do because of the education they have, and the base of that would be right here on this campus at Ridgeview. I certainly appreciate everybody's hard work, and Ms. Taylor, I know how much went into this, and I do appreciate your efforts and also how you explained that so clearly to us. It was very excellent, so thank you very much. Is there anything else? Hearing, Ms. Robinson, is there anything else?
No, sir.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed?